All right, we are live. Zed Des, hey, welcome to the show. Your first one here. Welcome to the show, Zed Des. Thanks for showing up again. It is another Monday night chill stream. I got a new shirt. It's a Corinthian helmet shirt, which people think is a Spartan helmet. It's not really Spartan. It's Corinthian, but since everybody thinks it's Spartan, so it'll have to be Spartan. But welcome to another Monday night chill stream tonight. It's a bittersweet show. It's a lot going on here. Tomorrow will be October 12th. On October 12th, 2020, I got scammed out of 5.86 Bitcoin. That was my entire stack. I used to have 5.86 Bitcoin. I don't have that much anymore. But I was on my phone, and then it was a fake live stream, and it was run through Google, and it popped up on my feed, and I clicked on it. And it wasn't a fake live stream. It was something that had been broadcast 3 days earlier and rebroadcast as a live stream. It popped up in my feed. It was the guys who run the Gemini exchange. It was a legit thing, but it was no longer live anyway. There was a fake chat. There was a whole thing. Send us, whatever. Send us X and we'll send you back X. It was like the dumbest scam ever. And I actually fell for it, which is, it's amazing until you realize you're targeted. You know what I mean? When I understand that, I was targeted by the NSA because only the NSA can manipulate Google's algorithms and put shit right in front of your face. And I don't know how many times that thing popped up on my phone. But I finally, whatever, I bit, and it cost me a lot. At the time, Bitcoin was like $11,400. So it was about $67,000 I lost. And once I realized how much I lost, I went on Twitter and I was like freaking out. And I said, I've lost millions of dollars. And people probably thought, oh, you're being hysterical and you're being fucking dramatic and blah, 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 blah. Well, okay, fast forward to today, right? October 2021. The price of Bitcoin at the time of this show started is about 57,000 and change, 57,001, $200, $400, whatever. So what would that come out to today? That will come out to $335,000 that was stolen from me by the NSA. So in the last year, I've done a lot to try and adapt to this. There's a bunch of stuff. I said it before. The insane feeling of being out of control in my head was really bad. And once it was one of those things, like the minute it's out of your hands, you realize what fucking happened. So I immediately smash bought Bitcoin out of my checking account that night, like maybe an hour later. I took all my spare cash. I sold guns. I sold 3 of my 6 guns. And then I eventually, like a month later, realized I should borrow money from my bank, which I ended up doing, but I didn't borrow enough. And I was in a really bad, really, really, really bad place. But on Twitter, people must have thought I was like, oh, you're a hysterical jerk. You're making up bullshit. You lost millions of dollars. Trust me, I lost millions of dollars. Right now, it's only loss of $335,000. What's it going to be next year? Right? So, and I'm not kidding you. You think this is not some fucking shitty Pajit scammer in fucking Mumbai. This ain't no fucking Russian hacker in a basement in St. fucking Petersburg smoking shitty fucking Galois cigarettes and trying to get revenge for communism. This is the fucking NSA, because a short time later they attacked my phone. My phone got knocked offline, and then my Gmail got attacked, and blah 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 blah, and hijacked, and they tried to steal my Bitcoin again directly from my Gemini account. Now I managed to stop them on the second time, but you will never ever convince me that it was not state sponsored. That is never going to happen. So the Golden Fleece, I got fleeced. Tomorrow will be the 1-year anniversary. The difference is because my misfortunes in life, or my seeming early misfortunes of having my family broken up and being in an orphanage and stuff like that, and having a sense of security and certainty ripped away from you early on, what that can give you, I'm not saying it guarantees to give you, but what it can give you is the ability to come back fast. The ability to understand that that's gone and you're never getting it back. So like I said, once I realized that my Bitcoin was gone, I was never getting it back. I almost completely emptied my checking account like an hour later to buy back in at 11,000. And I borrowed money from my bank when Bitcoin was 13.7. So we're currently at 57. So that was a good idea. Things about Bitcoin that most people don't understand, that people like me now understand. And I proudly consider myself a toxic Bitcoin maximalist. There's Bitcoin and there's nothing else. Every fucking thing else is a scam. Literally everything else is a scam. Zed Des in the chat. Don't feel bad. I have an idiot sister who trusts everyone except who she should. Stopped her from being scammed by Nigerians more than a couple of times. Yeah, you're up against people are too trusting. That's true. And scammers are always taking advantage. But for someone to manipulate the Google algorithm to decide what videos pop up in your feed, that's not some fucking Nigerian sitting in a hut outside of fucking Burkina, whatever. What's the capital of Nigeria? I know a Nigerian guy. I don't even know what the capital of Nigeria is. Lagos. It's not some dude sitting in Lagos. You know what I mean? Some guy who's like black as fucking charcoal, all sweaty in the fucking Nigerian sun, sitting on a Commodore fucking PC from 1985, scamming you. That's not who got me. Who got me was motherfucker sitting in Utah, at the NSA facility in Utah. Judas Fly Chai. It is not a mellow shirt, my friend. I will show you again. I will show off the shirt the entire time. This is the Corinthian helmet shirt. And he's got the scratchy part. What's it? I got to do it backwards. The scratchy part here and his old pink and stuff. Anyway, costly. What I'm trying to do. I probably have poor taste clothing wise, but when I looked at this stuff on the website where I bought this from, like the dude who was wearing it was like 22 years old and like 6'2" and like on fucking steroids and shit. And I'm 56 years old. 5'10" and like 205 pounds. So I don't look quite as good as the male model guy, although I don't look terrible in it, but it's whatever. I just thought, let's do this. You got to have a costume change. I was sitting here in a black T-shirt for fucking 2.5 fucking years. Um, anyway, Zed Dez. After my father passed, we had a Jewish company go after his estate. They managed to get millions. Get over it. Wow, that is harsh. Yeah, you have to get over it. The thing about this is you have when you're powerless to change this situation, and there's no way to get recompense. You have to let go of it, because if not, you get crushed. And that's why I said earlier, the difficulties of my early life, which are not the worst that anyone's ever faced by far, but it can kind of drive the ability to adapt quickly. And that's a real useful skill throughout your life. And so that helped me a lot. Now I have Bitcoin today. I have a lot less than I used to. I don't have 5.86 anymore. But I still have Bitcoin. And here's what I know that a lot of people don't know, and I know it for certain, which is what we call number go up, NGU, number go up. But Bitcoin is programmed to go into like the year 3,140. That means the number goes up forever, meaning the reward for pouring in all this electricity and solving all these equations shrinks as time goes on. The block reward gets smaller, 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 smaller. What's called the halving event. Every time it gets cut in half, it gets cut in half, it gets cut in half. So that means there's less Bitcoin to go around, no matter how much energy you pour into it. So that makes each Bitcoin already in existence of greater value, because you can't print more of it. You have to put enormous amounts of energy and computational power to get any more of it. And because you have to put so much more in, each one that you get out is more valuable. This is programmed in. What Bitcoin people say, the moon is programmed. That is to say, we're flying off to the moon. We're going higher than you can imagine. The moon is programmed because, as I've said before, Bitcoin is not controlled by a person or a government. It's controlled by mathematics and software. And if you choose to participate in this, there's no way you can cheat. You can't get ahead. You can't say, well, I have a lot and you have a little, so I'm going to change the rules. That's not how it works. So the power of this is not fully understood by a lot of people. Most people don't understand. What do you, Zed Des in the chat, what do you think of the inevitable overtake by the state of crypto? Well, let's talk about that. By the way, you may think, James, you're sitting here drinking a cheap bottle of white wine. But I say no, I am supporting anti-communist agriculture. This is a brand of wine from Chile. And as we all know, Chile used to give free helicopter rides to communists. And this stuff is like, where I live, it's like $5 a bottle. So I'm like, hell, and it tastes kind of like pineapple-y. It's actually pretty drinkable. So tonight I'm supporting, not only am I wearing the Corinthian helmet t-shirt, not t-shirt, whatever, the Corinthian helmet shirt, but I'm supporting anti-communist agriculture worldwide. So we have to look how we can make all this work together. Okay, let me see about, oh man, I got so many things that I've a bunch of stuff that I wanted to, here we go. Let's screen share this. When you talk about crypto, there's only Bitcoin. And I'm telling you, you need to listen to me. There is only Bitcoin. Everything else is a scam. But I will show you some tweets which may clarify the value of being of state bans. Where is it? Is this add to stream or will it not add to stream? Okay, it's going to come up any day now. Here it is. Here it is. I'm going to take myself off the screen. When the Bitcoin price was $1,022 on December 5th, 2013, you see the headline reads, China restricts banks' use of Bitcoin. Bitcoin price, $1,022. This current headline, September 24th, 2021, China cracks down harder on cryptocurrency with new ban. At the time, in September 24th, Bitcoin was $43,000 per coin. Authoritarian bans on Bitcoin specifically are abject failures and only drive adoption faster and deeper. Virgil Doc Purple Heart, welcome to the show. Thanks for good evening, everybody. Okay, so the more government bans Bitcoin, the more people use it. Okay, this was designed to destroy the state as you understand it. The modern political state in the last 200 years is the target of Bitcoin's destruction. Bitcoin's going to destroy it. Bitcoin is destroying it. And as this shows, the most authoritarian, well, I don't what competition. Australia and China probably are now competing for most authoritarian regime. But when they first banned Bitcoin, it was $1,000. When they banned it September 24th of this year, it's $43,000. So keep in mind, governments can't stop this. Governments cannot stop this. They're going to try and they're going to fail. And they haven't quite figured it out. Let me skip ahead to some other thing I want to show you. We get so much stuff. I have literally, although I figured out a couple of things. Where is it? Here. This is very, very recent, super recent. What's it? This is from today, right? This is the U.S. Federal Reserve. Are they scared? Yeah, they're scared. And I'm not joking. They're scared. People think, oh, this kid, James, you talk crazy shit. You talk all kind of nonsense, except everything I say has a tendency to come true or nearly come true. Oh, no, I don't want to remove that. Oh, fuck. I wanted to, I have to click here. Where I click. All right. Hopefully this will pop up again. Yeah, this is from the Federal Reserve. Technology alone cannot disrupt the dollar dominance. What the fuck do you think they're talking about? What technology is threatening to disrupt the US dollar dominance? What do you think it is? You think it's nanoparticles in the COVID-19 vax? What do you think it is? They don't believe it can happen. They're still in disbelief. They don't fucking understand what's going on or why it's going on. And I'm going to show you. This is how they live. This is how they maintain their whatchamacallit, their dominance. Here, this one. I label these stuff. And sometimes I send it myself the same thing twice. And then, of course, I get drunk online and then I fucking completely fuck shit up. But I'm trying to fuck shit up less. I'm making a conscious, deliberate effort to fuck shit up less. Great tweet. Bitcoin price on October 5th, 2009 was $0.0009. That's 10,000 Bitcoins for $1. Bitcoin price on October 5th, 2021 is $50,000. The elites get deals like this. This is why they maintain their elite status. They get shit basically for free that ends up being worth a fortune, and that's what they live off of. Bitcoin turns this on its head and makes something like this possible for anyone. The reason why I tell people to buy Bitcoin, no matter what the price, and keep buying Bitcoin, is because this first, not 10 years, but first 12 years, what you see on the screen, what do you think? That nobody even knew what the fuck Bitcoin was. They're just starting to figure it out now. What do you think the next 12 years is going to look like? I urge everybody to take every shitty green Zog dollar that you have, whether it's an American Zog dollar, a Canadian Zog dollar, a Euro Zog dollar, whatever you're going to call it, and trade it for the hardest money ever created by mankind. That's what I urge you to do. And you can decide that that's a good idea or that's a bad idea. But I'm telling you, the central bankers of this planet, all of whom are small hats, all right, are insane and evil. And they are looking to steal everything from you by devaluing your labor, your products, everything, any goods you produce or any services you provide to near zero by devaluing the currency. Okay. Bitcoin is the only thing they cannot take from you. Governments can't confiscate from you, and they cannot inflate away with money printing. I cannot stress how important this is. This is a technology like human beings have never seen before, and it's going to make changes like no one's ever seen before. The Federal Reserve doesn't say, "Oh, calm down. The dollar's not threatened by technology." What they're saying is, they're trying to comfort the 1%, saying, "No, don't sell everything and buy Bitcoin. We'll keep you rich." Yeah, we'll fucking see about that motherfucker. In every previous era, they try to kill what do they try to kill? Scoop Jackson, right? They try to, like the central bankers try to kill Scoop Jackson. They probably shot JFK. You know what I mean? They sabotaged the Congress, right? They corrupted the Congress so that the Congress, the American Congress at any rate, whose legal responsibility is to take care of the coinage and the money of the United States, they handed it off to the Federal Reserve, right? They gave up their legislative responsibility and took control of the most dynamic economy, the most powerful economy on the face of the earth. And now they rule the earth. And now they're putting out little, hey, calm down. This digital thing ain't going to take off. This digital thing, most of which is scams on Wall Street. Ethereum is a scam. Cardano's a scam. I don't know, whatever. Name them all. Link is a scam. The fuck is that other one? I can't even remember them all. What's the one they push all the time? The one that Goldman Sachs pushes. I can't remember what the fuck it is. Listen to me. Everything except Bitcoin is a scam. Bitcoin is controlled by software and math. There's no committee that releases it. There's no, group that's a hot technology startup. That's all fucking bullshit. You're going to get rugged. Okay. Buy Bitcoin, custody it yourself, take it off the internet, put it in a cold storage device, a paper wallet, a ledger, a cold card, a fucking something, one of these, something like this here that I showed last week. Whatever you're going to do. Don't leave it on an exchange. Don't let your bank hold it for you. Because in the same way that banks confiscated your gold in 1933, in 2033, your banks may confiscate your Bitcoin. But not if you have it, not if you custody it yourself. And by the way, everyone who subscribes to this channel, who did what I suggested, literally everyone has done well. Everyone's life is better. They have more opportunities, and they're safer and more secure going forward than they were a year ago. Okay. So you need to understand it's not just my magical fucking Greek ability to fucking argue better than you. It's the fact that I make sense and what I say is objectively, provably true. The central bankers that run the fucking world, all 84 central banks on the planet Earth, are all dedicated to printing more money, quantitative easing, call it what you will, devaluing your time and your services and your goods, okay? Reducing the price of everything to essentially slave labor. If you want to live that way, you can live that way, but I prefer not to live that way. And anything I can do to change that, anything legally I can do, remember, this has to be legal. We're not going to use violent means. We're not going to shoot people. We're not going to bomb people. We're not going to run them over. We're going to legally and peacefully trade our lousy, shitty green Zog bucks for Bitcoin. That's what we're going to do because it's legal for us to do and it's our choice to make. Okay. No matter what FUD they throw at you, no matter what they throw at you, you understand that this is the way to go. Okay. Let's go with let's try. This is what I went to show last week. I didn't realize that I'm with the computer stuff. By the way, I went to look at a new laptop just a couple hours ago in Walmart because I was in last week. I put 2 tires in my car, 2 tires, oil change, whatever. I'm in Walmart. I'm walking around waiting for the stuff to be done, and I was talking with the guy in the electronics department, and he's like a very overweight guy who's sweating way too much indoors. And saying, blah, 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 we're going to have a clearance on this, we're going to have a clearance on that, so come back in a week or 2, you may get a better price. Because I'm looking at these laptops are like $400, $379. I'm like, geez, do I want to fucking go like $500 for this shit? Even though this laptop that I'm currently working on is like 10 years old, 11 years old, I'm like, I don't know, do I want to go $500? So the guy said, wait and come back, they'll be cheaper. So I came back this week, they weren't cheaper, except a lot of the ones that were available last week are not available anymore. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. But I'll give it one more week and then I'll decide if I want to buy this or one of those. Part of the reason why I'm a bunch of weeks ago, I said that I was probably going to start making more money. Now I realize unless I change jobs, I'm probably not going to make any more money. So this is, what the fuck is that? My phone's going off. My phone's going off. What the fuck? I know. When I'm doing a show, somebody sent me a DM. Oh, this is exciting. My super secret, super active DMs. But I'm probably going to make less money because the chuckleheads that I work with, a lot of Spanish guys. What is going on here? Let's see. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's good. Blah, 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 blah. I got to go. Just doing it quick. But thumbs up. That's what I'm going to go. Okay. A lot of the job I have, I drive aircraft parts up and down the East Coast, right? Take a box from here, bring it to there. That's what I joke. I drive boxes for a living. There's a lot of other dudes that do it with me. Some are Indian, some are Pakistani, some are Ghanaian, some are a bunch of different ones. Work with a lot of Spanish guys. It's very common to go from New York to Virginia. Where in Virginia? Dulles, Virginia, right? Which is like 15 miles south of Washington, D.C. Or I should say 15 miles south of the Virginia border. Like, I don't know where D.C. is like nearby. So that's a really, really common thing because all the corporate jets, a lot of private jets fly into Washington, D.C. for a million reasons, mostly which is to fleece the fucking American taxpayer. Okay. Occasionally they're plotting a coup because CIA headquarters is like a 20-minute drive from Dulles. So, you occasionally those guys come in, but mostly it's corporate scumbags looking to fucking suck the blood out of America. Okay. So what? The way the company pays is per mile plus the tolls, right? So they pay 70 US dollars in tolls to go from North Jersey to Dulles. The fastest way to go, straight down the New Jersey Turnpike, over the Delaware Memorial Bridge, through Delaware, through Maryland, into Virginia, boom, you're in Dulles, okay? That's like 260 miles. The company pays for 250 miles, whatever. There's a whole bunch of all type of scummy shit. However, there's a way to get there without paying all those tolls. But you got to pay the turnpike. You got to pay the Delaware Memorial Bridge, the Delaware fucking turnpike, the Maryland turnpike, the fucking Baltimore tunnel. You got to pay all these fucking tolls, right? So a bunch of guys think they're fucking geniuses and they're going to avoid the tolls and make more money on the job. However, there's deadlines on these jobs. It's not like pick up the box and get there when you feel like getting there. It's pick up the box and get there by 7 p.m., 9 p.m., whatever the fuck the time is. What these guys do, instead of going straight down the turnpike across the Delaware Memorial Bridge, they go halfway down the turnpike, turn right, go west into Pennsylvania on highway code 78, to 81, and then they go down 81 into Virginia. This is a much longer route. How much longer? About 120 miles, which is like 2 fucking hours. So they're always getting there late. They're always getting there late. And when the company asked, like, why did you get there late? They always say the same thing: traffic, 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 traffic. And they noticed that the same guys are always saying traffic. And guys like me, and to be perfectly honest, I get there like an hour and a half early sometimes. Like I'm way underneath the deadline. Why? Because I just fucking drive down the turnpike and that's it. Boom. I just take the straightest route. Well, these guys are being clever. They're getting an extra, the $70 in tolls they're putting in their pocket, right? Well, the company decided, without telling us, of course, to put small GPS tracking devices in the highest value aircraft parts that go from New Jersey to Virginia. And they could see when it was picked up and how long, where it went and how long it took to get the fucking Dulles. So they concluded that drivers were not going the most efficient route. They would, whatever. They just said, we're not using these drivers anymore. We're going to use a subcontractor. So the extra money I thought I was going to be making, I'm not going to be making because our work load is down because the company that we primarily contract with is now feeding our work to some other guys because a bunch of fucking dumb Spanish motherfuckers thought they were being geniuses and putting an extra $70 in their pocket and bullshitting the people on the other end of the phone. And they ended up fucking largely all of us. There's not much I can do about that. Doesn't mean I'm going to be starving and homeless, but I thought my income was going to go up by like maybe 10 or 15%. Now it's going to be like flat or maybe go down. Now, it may be possible I can get a job at another company that works differently. I'm going to look into that this week, but things out of my control that affect me. And this, like, again, like getting ripped off by the NSA, there's shit that happens that you don't have any control over, and you just have to roll with those punches. You know what I mean? You just have to roll with those punches. Anyway, so that's why I didn't buy a new laptop today or do anything else, because I'm like, fuck, like, is it worth even spending the money, or could I just be smarter and how I manage the resources and the RAM and shit on this computer? We'll see. At the end of the day, you get what you pay for, right? If you're unhappy with this show, I will send you double your money back. So it's another little bit of personal stuff. Okay. So, this is my buddy. This is our pal. This is everybody's fucking hero. And I'm not sure. I hate to give this guy as much attention as I tend to give him, but I think it drives home a point. This is from what date was this? March or early May, right? May 15th, 16th. Everyone's favorite white supremacist, Richard Spencer, saying, don't take investment advice from me, but it's rare that a curve looks this bad. He's showing a tiny part of a long fucking chart. Bitcoin will retrace by 2020. By August, it'll be around $20,000. By August, it was, I think we dropped to 28.8 before that, but in August we were about 40, where he showed that. Let me tell you, Richard Spencer is not our guy. When I tell you Richard Spencer is not our guy, I am not joking when I tell you this. This is the leader of the neo-Nazi, neo-Nazi, super right-wing fucking leader of the white race. Here he is with his boss, his fucking handler. Supposedly his girlfriend, after he left his wife and abandoned his child, by the way, This is his girlfriend, a Satanist that he met in Washington, D.C. That's a Jew broad who works for the CIA because Spencer works for the CIA, and they're taking a picture in front of the rainbow flag. The rainbow flag is not some random fucking flag filled with color. It is the flag of the Jewish Autonomous Oblast, the first officially Jewish state in the Soviet Union. Now, you can say that Richard Spencer's so fucking high IQ, that this is an ironical play about the Apollonian and Dionysian. Fucking shut the fuck up, you cocksucker. I'll push you in front of a bus. The fact that you look directly at this, you see these are two fucking people who have no fucking relationship to each other. This is a man who abandoned his wife and fucking child and is now supposedly a right-wing guy, but he's taking a picture in front of the flag of Biro Bidzan. That's not my fucking opinion. That's not a fucking conspiracy theory. Look with your own eyes, you dumb cocksuckers. Okay? You get that this guy's a fucking fed from head to fucking toe? Like, do you fail to see that? Because if you fail to see that, you're being willfully ignorant. You are being deliberately ignorant. You are ignoring the truth in front of your eyes. And motherfucker, you ain't gonna make it. Listen to me. You ain't gonna make it. Squeezing your eyes shut and saying, no, this ain't happening, doesn't stop it from happening. Your inability to acknowledge the truth, okay, is why your life is as fucked up as it is. You need to start from the truth, whatever the truth is, and however much you dislike it. And then you have to proceed from there. If you don't start from what's fucking true, you're fucked. I cannot emphasize that strongly enough. And like I said, I really, at this point, it's fucking very annoying to give more fucking the more attention to this fucking dickwad. But where are we at? Do I even fucking care anymore? Do I even care? Let me see what I'm going to show you. Here. And again, here's the tie-in. I'm not just saying it's just to fucking say. But this is the boogeyman, right? This is the boogeyman they fucking pull out every fucking time. Richard Spencer is not a guy. He's not our guy. He's not a freedom guy. He's not a white people guy. All right? This is from the AP. A dozen far-right charities took in more than $9 million worth of Bitcoin over 4 years. And they show Richard Spencer as their poster boy, that Bitcoin is the evil currency of the Nazi alt-right. And yet, what did I just show you 5 minutes ago? Spencer in front of the rainbow flag and Spencer himself shitting all over Bitcoin. Do you understand how important Bitcoin is and how much you're being played when they stick this fucking jerk in front of your face? When you respond to this, you are literally dumber than a fucking bag of hammers. Where's the second one? Where's the another one? Can I show this? Yeah. Why can't I show this? I got to be careful not to overload the cache on this. Here's the other one. And here's the, Richard Spencer 2.0. All right. Currency of the alt-right. White supremacists and the far right use Bitcoin to evade the law and get rich. Well, if the law is to get vaccinated and wear a mask, do you want to evade that? Yeah, most people do. Do you want to get rich? Yeah, most people do. This is what I tried to show you last week. They're using every tool. They like every shitty propaganda fucking piece they have. They're putting the two puppets, Nazi boy Spencer, and what's his name? Fucking Nick Fuentes. To scare you away from buying Bitcoin. And I'm telling you, these are literally reverse indicators. These are reverse indicators. What they're telling you to do is the exact opposite of what you should be doing. Like I said earlier, and I'm not trying to fucking break my arm, pat myself in the back. Anyone who's listened to me in the last year who bought Bitcoin and held Bitcoin has a brighter future with more opportunities in front of them. Anyone in any amount, I don't care if you bought $50 or $50,000 worth. Okay, that is objectively true. It's not a fucking question. It's not an opinion. It's not a fucking argument. Bitcoin at the beginning of this year was 27,000. It's currently $55,000. It's up 100% for the year. That's not a bad thing. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. How clear is that? Like, how do you can I not penetrate your fucking thick fucking coconut of a fucking skull to get that idea across? What I have, anybody who listened to Richard Spencer has been doxxed, lost their fucking job, gone to fucking jail. No one has profited by knowing this guy. Anyone who listened to me, I am the literal fucking opposite of that cocksucker, has done well. That is objectively true. That is objectively true. So, where do you want to be? You think, oh, well, lying works for the Jews, it'll work for me. Good luck, asshole. Okay? Because the truth is, the truth is a lot worse than you think it is. It's a lot harsher than you think it is. And the truth is very, very painful. Okay. How long have I been going? 46 minutes. I got to stick with me. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. I will be right back. And BRB, I'll put that in the chat. BRB. All right. Hopefully that wasn't that long. Okay. So, like I said, everyone listening to Spencer got fucked. Everyone who's listened to me has done better. Have I completely perfected your life? My advice is my advice that powerful? No, it's not. No one's advice is that powerful. However, in the world of adults who take responsibility for their actions and who have to look and make decisions based on the best available information they have. You you need to see that this dude is a puppet of the deep state. Period. End the fucking story. I have no sympathy for him. He's 100%. He's an overweight homosexual. That if it wasn't for, I said this before, if it wasn't for fucking bariatric surgery and testosterone replacement therapy, he'd be the fucking white Oprah Winfrey. Okay, he'd just be running around fucking talking to people. COVID and all this shit has given him a few more fucking. Has given him his legs a little more legs in terms of time in the media cycles, because you can't have a big crowd or anything anywhere, go anywhere. It all has to be virtual shit. He's fucking, what was he doing? He was debating Stixon, Hexen, douchebag, that skinny fucking dork from fucking Montpelier, Vermont, which I go to Vermont like once or twice a year. I usually go to South Burlington Airport. That's where I mostly go. But I used to go to Vermont when I was a kid. My father was from there. My father was born up there. So I remember Vermont when I was a kid in the fucking 70s. It was a very conservative, rustic New England place. When I went there, and first time I went there in 2004, I went on like a motorcycle thing up in Essex Junction. I met a buddy of mine whose family lived in Bennington. So I drove my motorcycle from Staten Island to Bennington, Vermont, crashed with my buddy, and then we got up the next day. We went to this weekend thing up in Essex Junction. And it was a great fucking weekend. Tremendous fun. Weather was awesome. On the way back, it was like a hurricane came and it sucked me. The ride home to fucking from Essex Junction to Staten Island, which was, I don't know how many hundreds of miles, made it hard, but whatever. I was young. I was a lot younger back then. And I was like hardcore, like motorcycle dude. Yeah, this is going to make me authentic and super badass and whatever. Just maybe just cold and freezing driving down the fucking New York State Thruway, but whatever. I've been to Vermont a number of times. Okay. I have some idea of that culture up there. And this fucking douchebag saying, I want more brown people to come to where I fucking live. No, you fucking don't. You know what I mean? You really want diversity? Fucking to drive from fucking Montpelier down to fucking New York. Drive to the fucking Bronx. You get all the diversity you can fucking handle, you little cunt. You know? But like all these people who live at the upper range of things, they want the good brown people who were like who were submissive to them and who bring them their tasty exotic ethnic fucking foods or whatever, and don't beat the shit out of their fucking children and rape their wives. But here's what you have to understand: the first ones that come are the hardworking ones, the ones that accept American ideals or whatever, and they're more than willing to fucking play nice. But 20, 30, 50, 100, 200, 600, 1,000 people later, you know what? They start feeling their fucking oats. They start wanting to flex their fucking dominance, and they're gonna push. They're gonna fucking push. They're gonna test the fucking boundaries of shit. And sooner or later, if they can get away with it, especially if the state supports it, they will fucking just there'll be no-go zones like there are in Sweden and England and all these other places, like there are ghettos in New York. You know what I mean? And Philly and Chicago and other cities. Areas where you don't fucking go. And even today, now at this point, the police can't even go on police things anymore. The state can no longer send its enforcement agents into these areas which are so powerfully and completely dominated by the ethnic minorities, whether the Americans, blacks, who are supported by all sorts of money and Jewish power over their heads. That control the courts, that put the police in jail, that let the Negroes go free to fucking shoot more people and sell more fucking drugs and rape more fucking white girls and everything. So this is how bad it's getting. The poison is fucking backing up in the system higher and higher and higher. So, and dumb motherfuckers like fucking Sticks Hexen douchebag living in fucking Montpelier, Vermont, have no fucking idea what the real world is. I know what Vermont looks like. They're all dopey, stupid fucks. It's the best part is where the cows are. There's like big cow farms, and they're they do dairy and shit and do all kinds of fucking agriculture. That's the best part of it. And they make maple syrup and whatever else. But they don't know what the real world is fucking like. Like they really fucking don't. They don't know what crime is like. They don't know what diversity is like. They don't understand the struggle for dominance. And when you are the out group, as far as the government is concerned, as far as the people with the resources, the police, the courts, the prisons, when you're the out group, you don't know how fucking bad it is. That's why it's extremely important in order for us to win. What that's going to look like is you don't fucking break the law. You don't do nothing stupid. You don't do nothing violent. You don't do nothing fucking crazy. You have to avoid all the bad shit as much as you can. And that means do whatever you need to fucking do. Agree with anything you need to agree to get to the other fucking side, because there's no confrontation. There's no dying on this hill that's going to be worth it right now, because we don't control the police. We don't control the courts, and we don't control the prisons. And until we abso-fucking-lutely control all of those three things, the strategy needs to be ultimate fucking flexibility. All right. You have to deal with the reality of, and like I've said this before, I don't know who you are and like what your circumstance is. Like, do you have family? You don't have family? Do you own property? You don't own property? Like, is there, like, I don't know, like what specifically works for you or doesn't work for you, what you can do when you, like, I cannot, I'm just a fucking drunk dude. Well, I'm not that drunk right now, a little bit drunk. Sitting in front of a camera trying to describe a general prescription that most people can kind of take for themselves and go, all right, how does this work in my life? All right. The most important thing, they don't steal from you. The government doesn't steal from you via inflation. And that you have something you can pass on to your children, your grandchildren, etc. That thing is fucking Bitcoin. Whether you recognize that or you don't recognize that. That is the fucking truth. That is objectively fucking true. And I'll argue with anybody, anytime, anywhere about any fucking aspect of this. There is no one on your side. Here's a great fucking, I threw this up on fucking Normie book. Where is it? And this one. This is maybe one of the best propaganda photos I've seen in a long time. I put this up for my fucking nieces and my fucking half brother and all the fucking Ziggy the Polak. Anybody who's like really an extreme right wing person, that's really a dissident person, is going to fucking recognize the truth of this. Okay. As soon as you see this image, you're going to be like, yep, that's what it is. It's a very clear fucking message. It is the clearest of clear fucking messages. Okay. Come on, you fucking piece of shit. There you go. There you have it. Show the white men in the white shirts with their MAGA hats. Right? Let's see if we can make that a little bigger. One click. I don't know if it'll look bigger. Will that look bigger? Where did I get this one from? I got this from Twitter, right? Whether you can see it or can't see it, I don't know what the screen resolution is. But they're all leashes around their necks. They're all on their fucking hands and knees. They're all on all fours, all white men, on all fours, on leashes. And who's leashing them? Negroes, homosexual chinks, purple-haired white lesbians, that whole fucking thing. This is the MAGA movement, right? We know, to be honest, we know this. We've fucking known this for a long fucking time. I showed this. Listen, my dopey nieces are putting up fucking pictures of Donald Trump in the Bible. I put this shit up. I can't. I'm doing everything I can to try to snap them out of their dream world and get them acting in their own best interest. But it's very, very hard because people are willfully ignorant. They prefer that dream world like nobody. When the alarm goes off, everybody wants to hit snooze. You know what I mean? They don't want to get out of bed. I totally understand that. You know what I mean? It's warm and it's comfortable, and you don't want your feet to hit the cold fucking floor, and then you have to do hard shit. Like, you don't want to do that, okay? And people are going to avoid doing that as long as they can. But this is the reality. You're not voting your way out of this. When Ron DeSantis becomes president in 2024, after they chuck fucking Joe Biden, there'll be a different fucking version of whoever the fuck it is, Ron DeSantis people, that will be just as leashed and just as submissive just as fucking owned by the woke crowd. The only thing this picture doesn't show is the Jews that are on top of the blacks, the Puerto Ricans, the blue, purple haired lesbians, and whatever. That's what they don't show. It doesn't show the leashes around the necks of the black shirted people to the Jews. That's the only thing it doesn't show. But it does show that the MAGA-tards, the MAGA people, are literally the fucking property of and are completely dominated by persons of color and transgender, purple-haired, whatever the fucks. You really, really need to burn this image into your brains. There's no way you're voting your way out of this. You don't vote your way out of this. And what I'm telling you is violence is not a solution either. The solution is make their fucking money worthless. Make those green pieces of fucking paper they call money worthless. That's the fucking solution. That they can't control, that they can't stop. That's the fucking solution. That is obviously the solution. That's why they put Richard Spencer in front of your face. They tell you, don't worry, that, the Fed's got this all under control. The Federal Reserve got this all under control. Don't worry about cryptocurrencies. It's not gonna challenge dollar dominance. Oh, really? You're the same motherfuckers that paid. Listen, the same people that are working on the digital dollar or the digital euro or whatever. They're the same people who wrote the software for the fucking Boeing 737 Supermax, right? That airplane that fell out of the sky. The Boeing 737, like the most popular airplane worldwide, super reliable platform, ridiculously robust. They decided to upgrade the fucking avionics and a bunch of shit. But, they want to cut costs because it's all about cutting corners. They decided to pay for $9 an hour programmers to write the software programs that ran the software that ran all the computers that ran the fucking plane. And guess what? The plane fell out of the sky. Now, I'm not an expert on aviation. It's true I work in air cargo, but I'm not an actual avionics fucking technician. I'm not an engineer, but I'm pretty sure, I'm almost 100% sure that airplanes falling out of the sky is a bad thing. Now, I could be wrong about this, but generally, brand new airplanes, super high-tech airplanes falling out of the sky is a fucking bad thing. Why did they fall out of the sky? Metal fatigue? No. Insufficient fucking welding? No. What was it? The software that told the fucking autopilot to do what it did was written by $9 an hour programmers. And if you think those same $9 an hour programmers are not, they're currently employed, by the way, by the Federal Reserve. They didn't they're not on the do not use list. Trust me, they're still working, these motherfuckers. And this is what the future is going to look like. I'm telling you, it's going to be so fucking bad. So what do you do to be safe? Oh, this is what I meant. Another thing, this is me drinking too much and not showing you this. This is what I wanted to show you. This is extremely important because this is the future. Whether you like it or not, whether you're ready for it or not. So click back here. All right, we're done with the soft fucking alcohol. Now it's time to get serious. Now it's time to get fucking serious. Tweety Bird, hey, welcome to the show. Yeah, it depends on my work schedule, Tweety. And a couple other things, but Monday's my usual day off, and so probably at least 50% of the time I'm on Mondays. But if I get off early on a Sunday, I'll do a Sunday thing, but it didn't happen yesterday. Anyway, welcome to the show, Tweety. All right, so some of you might have seen this meme before. Here it is. It is the Friend Autonomous Zone, or FAZ, right? So I appreciate that, Tweety. Thanks for I appreciate that you were looking forward to the show. That's very flattering. So this is a meme. It's all Pepe guys. You got one Pepe running around in his underwear, which is a little weird. The Pepe drinking a beer. There's a little patch of it's a garden. They're going to grow something. The Pepe with the pink box is a pink box of donuts. And then there's the Pepe with the guitar, and they're all in the friend autonomous zone. And below that, there's a sign that says no non-friends. So why am I posting Pepe? Well, one, it's always a good idea to post Pepe. But more importantly, the future really, once things fucking go sideways, is going to be something like Chaz, something like Chop. That is to say, autonomous zones. Now, Chaz and Chop were not truly autonomous zones. They were just little bits of fucking real estate carved up by psycho communists who had no ability to support themselves and no skills. They just got some guns. They shot some black kid in Seattle when they did it. Was it Seattle or Portland? I don't remember. Up there in the Northwest. And they basically shook down the local business owners for money to buy food and shit like that. It's a fucking disaster. But Bitcoin allows you to transfer value anywhere around the globe without permission. So the idea of enclaves or citadels or friend autonomous zones, whatever that looks like, is going to be the future. Again, it's not going to happen tomorrow. I'm not predicting what's going to happen next week or next fucking year. But as things degenerate and degenerate and degenerate, people are going to come together, and they're going to decide, we're going to live here. We're going to control this space. The federal government can't control it. The state can't control it. The local municipality can't control it for whatever reason. And we're going to enforce our own rules. And here's where the Bitcoin standard, or Bitcoin, not just as a currency to trade back and forth, but Bitcoin as a concept, as an idea of a protocol, a way of doing things that benefits everyone. Okay? You don't have a few people at the top who decide what the rules are, which always favor them, and fuck everyone else. So there's going to be a set of rules that everyone's going to agree to live by. And if you don't live by them, you'll be punished. And when I say punished, I mean probably punished economically, but there may be other things as well. But initially, it's probably going to be an economic disincentive. But if you play by the rules, you will get an economic incentive. You'll get to live in a happy place where you can walk around with a box of donuts or play a guitar or run around in your underwear, although I probably do not suggest running around in your underwear unless you're a little kid, which little kids can get away with that, but adults, not such a good idea. And I don't encourage drinking in public. If you're going to drink like me. Drink at home and don't drive a car or handle firearms. Nonetheless, this is really what the future looks like. And for everybody who sits and complains how much they hate global homo and how much they wish they could do things their way, if you're younger than me, and even if you're my age, this might happen in your lifetime. You might actually have to fucking do this for real. It's fun to complain that all your brilliant ideas are not being implemented because you're being held down by a global conspiracy. But when you actually get the fucking chance, and you have to step up and you have to deliver and you have to create and maintain something of value to everyone, you're going to find out, and I've said this before, your political ideas are shit. Most of your ideas are shit. You don't want to hear that because you're in love with your ideas, and now I've insulted your ideas, and you think I've insulted you, and I probably have. But your ideas suck, and they will not work in the real world. You think I'm wrong because you're on your dreaming couch. Oh, if only global homo was gone. If only the Jews didn't control the central banks. Oh, if only this, if only that. If only I got my chance. Well, guess what? You will get your chance. Once hyperinflation hits and you can't buy a fucking loaf of bread or a gallon of gasoline, and people are fucking burning everything in sight, including white people doing this shit, not just a few select Hindus, Afterwards, you're going to get your chance. Your ideas are really going to be put to the test, and you're going to find out your ideas suck. But that day isn't here today. So you can still dream right now that some kind of fucking nonsense, whatever the fuck you think, whatever utopian bullshit is in your fucking head is going to work. You can dream that for the moment. But I'm telling you, and I'm warning you, and I'm telling you, and I'm warning you, buy Bitcoin now before it goes to a fucking $1 million. Buy Bitcoin now before it goes to $1 million fucking dollars. Okay? Because there are people, come on, baby. Not that one. Here we go. I think I showed this before, but I might not have. I might not have. This is from Fidelity Investments, America's largest mutual fund company in existence, right? I don't know what their assets under management are, but it's quite large. But here it is. This is a chart they send out to their customers. You know what I mean? Fidelity Investments projects Fidelity Investments projects $1 million Bitcoin by 2026. This is not some crazy Twitter fucking follow. This is not some dude like getting drunk on fucking YouTube. This is Fidelity Investments. Do you think they're that fucking wrong? Well, maybe they're wrong. They're probably in the fucking low side. They're probably bearish. But when charts like this are being put out by Fidelity Investments, America's largest mutual fund company, you might want to think, hey, I think there's something to this. Maybe I should, I don't know, get some of this for myself. Maybe I should grab a little piece of this for myself just in case it happens to be true. Just in case it happens to be true. I don't know why I want to try and help people because, well, I know it isn't even that I want to try and help people. I've said this before. I want to destroy the Federal Reserve Corporation of America peacefully and legally without firing a shot. No bombs, no guns, no nothing, right? Not stabbing them in the fucking neck and fucking watching their blood squirt all over the sidewalk. No, that's wrong. Don't do that. Do not do that. It's illegal in probably every jurisdiction in the United States. I believe the Federal Reserve Corporation of America to be the fountain of all evil on the fucking face of this earth. And I would like to promote an alternative system of value that peacefully and legally destroys them, makes their green fucking zog bucks worth less than fucking leaves that fall off a tree. That's what I want to do. And I encourage everybody fucking everywhere to get rid of their zog bucks while they still have some value and custody their own Bitcoin. It's a guy I work with. He works in my company. Dave, the Jamaican guy. He's like my age, whatever. He's a skinny Jamaican dude. And I was talking about Bitcoin when it was like 30 something last year, earlier in the year. And he said, I know a woman this was a Jamaican woman who borrowed off her credit card $6,000 to buy Bitcoin when it was $6,000. And Bitcoin at the time was 35K. And he said, should she sell? I said, tell her don't fucking sell. I said, tell her never fucking sell. I'm like, all I could do not to fucking grab him and bang him against his fucking truck. Like, tell her don't fucking sell. I'm like, tell her do not sell. It's not because I love Jamaican women. I really don't. I never liked them. I'm not a jerk chicken fan or anything like that. But my goal, as I have stated, is to destroy the Federal Reserve Corporation of America. And if that means some fucking Rasta girl has to fucking become a multi-gazillionaire, I don't care. That's good. That's a plus. I don't care what your ideology is. I don't care what your skin color is. Objective number one, destroy the Federal Reserve legally and peacefully, destroy the Federal Reserve. Whomever profits from that, however much they profit from that, I don't care. That's why I will recruit anybody anywhere, a fucking convenience store clerk, somebody pumping gas, airline fucking pilot. I don't give a fuck. I have a specific goal in mind that I work on at every opportunity. Because everything that global homo is supported by the US dollar. The US dollar today is the Federal Reserve note. The faster that's fucking destroyed, the faster something good comes to replace it. And I'm trying to make that happen every fucking day. Every fucking day. Now, do you get to, well, let's see. What does it look like for you? What does the future look like? Let's do blah, 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 blah. Oh, man. What's this one? I can't even remember the fucking thing. No, I said that one. I said that one already. Is this the one? This is a fun one. Yeah, this is fun. This is a lot of fun. This is this is the way I wish people would think, but I don't want it. If they think one way, if they think the other way, I don't care. Right? Whichever way this next meme appeals to you, I don't care. Right? On the left, a beautiful metallic tangerine Lamborghini Countach. What the government-run media wants you to spend your Bitcoin on. On the right, an aircraft carrier. What the government-run media does not want you to spend your Bitcoin on. I don't care which way you want to go. I don't care which way you want to go, but you got to go the Bitcoin way, right? Whether it's the Lamborghini and it's a snorted cocaine out of an ass crack of a supermodel, or it's I want my own private aircraft carrier. I don't care. I want to help you. I want to promote you. I want to push you in that direction. Okay? This is what the future looks like. It doesn't look like Richard Spencer and his Jewish fucking handler in front of the fucking flag of Biro Bidzan. That's not what it looks like. Okay? If you think that's what it looks like, unsubscribe from this fucking channel and go somewhere else. The future is going to be really different. One of the things when I work in the airports, you see a lot of airport workers have this thing on their arm. It's like a magnetic card, right? It's a card on their arm, and they got a thing, a wrap around their arms, and every door is an electronic door. There's a little black, it's like a black plastic box like this with a light at the top, and they take the thing and they push it up against. They push their shoulder up against it, and the door opens up. You can't get in the door otherwise. So the safe spaces or the controlled spaces, controlled access control to this area, to this area, to this area. You got to have that thing on your fucking arm, and it's got to be current, and they have to renew it every certain. As things get more and more chaotic, and they're going to get more and more chaotic and scary and bad and violent, people are going to look for safe spaces, really. Like when lunatics come running with fucking AK-47, shooting up the fucking shopping mall or the high school like that black kid just did. Where do you go? Where do you run to? How do you go to the place where I posted this on Twitter. Nobody just comes into pharmacy. Somebody went into pharmacy. There was like some pharmacy in San Francisco. Black dude goes into pharmacy and he scoops up all the fucking whatever the prescription cough syrup, because he's had to make. Blacks mix that with fucking Skittles and some other shit. They mix it with Jolly Rancher candies to make something called lean or drank or purple drank that they just sit and they fucking get wasted on all day. It's like alcohol plus fucking cough medicine plus, right? Sudafed, yeah, all that shit. They just go in and scoop it up because, this guy scooped all this shit up and he just walks out and nobody even tries to stop him. They just let him go. And they come and said, call 911, blah, 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 blah. So But like, what is that going to look like? How do you control access to these things? The future is going to look like, when you call a dystopia, a digital dystopia, but you're going to need some kind of electronic access to something. You're going to have to show your phone or whatever. This is what the future is going to look like, because you can't stop these fucking dindus from acting like fucking dindus. And other people eventually are going to go, why the fuck are the alien ones having fun? Why can't we take free shit? And when these fucking dickwads, when they shut down the nuclear power plants, when they fuck up the electrical grid, and you can just go in the supermarket and take whatever the fuck you want and leave, people will do that. And when the power stays out for a week, or the digital dollar goes down for 39 days and they have no idea how to fucking make it come back up, people will just keep going to the supermarket and take as much food as they can get. And assuming they don't shoot and kill the truck drivers, somebody's going to have to keep delivering that food, or everyone in that area is going to starve, and it's going to get worse. So before all this chaos hits, and before the dollar becomes worthless, what I'm trying to explain to you is take as many green Zog bucks as you can and trade them for Bitcoin, and then custody that Bitcoin yourself. I cannot emphasize this strongly enough. Don't leave it. Don't let your bank get hold of it. But the banks will say, "Oh, we can do this." Like, just relax. Go sit home. No. Control it yourself with a ledger, with a fucking, what are the other ones? Jade. There's a bunch of different ones. There's a bunch of different devices where you put the fucking Bitcoin on the device, and then you control that device. You decide the PIN number and a bunch of other fucking things. And the IRS, no one can take it from you. The idea of money that no government agent can steal from you is so critically important. I cannot overstate this case. That they can take all your fucking wealth from you and make you a fucking slave is the future you're trying to avoid. That is a future you are trying to avoid. And I'm suggesting to you, and this is the only way it's going to happen, is with Bitcoin. Okay? Someday they're going to outlaw all those fucking green pieces of paper, and it's just going to be the digital dollar. You know what I mean? And then they're going to say, oh, you spent too many carbon credits, or you had the wrong social media post, or whatever. And you're going to be fucked, and you're going to have to take the vax, live in the pod, whatever they tell you to do. And believe me when I tell you, you don't want to be in control custody by the government. It happened to me when I was a kid. You ain't going to fucking like it as an adult. You're really not going to fucking like it. So prepare now. You don't have to do it all today. You don't have to do it all tonight. But bit by bit, start taking steps. And when you talk about the difference between fucking Bitcoiners and fucking ideologues, well, I think fucking, I don't know what the fuck you think is going to happen, but you're a fucking retard and you're fucking wrong. I've been right for fucking 18 months now, and you're a fucking idiot and you're fucking wrong. That's the bottom fucking line. This is Bitcoiners on Twitter. It's kind of stuff that goes back and forth. Come on, show up, you fucking prick. Here we go. Bitcoin Deadpool at Deadpool. I don't know what this is full. But Bitcoin, if you look for Bitcoin Deadpool, you can find this guy. Once I'm trained up as a butcher, it would be a dream to apprentice another Bitcoiner who wants to learn the trade. Experience with hunting or food preparation would help a ton. Trimming tri-tips with my bro for hours definitely helped me develop skill with a knife. And then another guy responds to him and says, where are you geographically? I cut fish for 8 years. I would enjoy this. This is the way Bitcoin people think. They think in terms of practical skills. You're always going to need a butcher, okay? Yes, there will be people who will be eating fucking bugs and living in a pod, but there will be people eating fucking meat and living in a house, and they're going to need butchers, okay? So Bitcoin Deadpool, by the way, he's doing this on his own. He's not being paid. This is not a paid apprenticeship. He volunteered to become an apprentice butcher from an experienced butcher. And the other guy, the guy who responds to him, right? What's that guy's screen name? Storm Space Jib. Storm Jib. Where are you geographically? I cut fish for 8 years. That means the guy worked in a fish factory for 8 fucking years. Okay? This isn't an intellectual. This isn't a guy who knows who Hans Hermann Hoppe is or fucking understands the Apollonian or Dionysian Nietzschean intersection of whatever fucking bullshit that just came out of Richard Spencer's mouth. This is a guy who cut fish in a factory for 8 fucking years. And he's going, you know what? I can cut fish. I can cut pigs. I can cut cows. I can cut whatever. All right. They understand these are different people. Do you understand we're built fucking different? Bitcoiners are built different. We're tougher. We're smarter. We're more fucking adaptable. Period. End of fucking story. Period. End of story. Once you take the fucking orange pill, there's no going back. It's about self fucking reliance. It's about a skill set. It's about adapting to whatever fucking circumstance you're put in and fucking thriving anyway. No one's coming to rescue you. No one is coming to rescue you. I mentioned this earlier. I mentioned this weeks ago. 98% of all computer chips on the planet Earth come from the Taiwan Semiconductor Corporation of Taiwan. And guess what? They're raising their prices. Oh yeah, and guess what? China's buzzing fucking warplanes over Taiwan every other day, looking to intimidate them, and they will intimidate them. What's this fucking tweet? Here we are, the U.S. its largest maker, looking for government money to make chips. They being Intel, they just authorized 100 billion with a B, stock buyback in June of 2021, this year, 6 months ago. They authorized $100 billion of corporate profits to buy back their own stock. Finance capitalism and money printing has killed the economy. They bought back their own stock to drive their own stock price higher so they can cash out their stock options at the end of the year at a super high price. So what does it say below that? You look below that, it says Intel policy, the official Intel account on Twitter. Fundamentally, the solution is that we need to make more chips. No shit, Sherlock. And we need to make more chips in America. No fucking shit, Sherlock. Which is why the House, meaning the House of Representatives, cannot pass the CHIPS Act fast enough as far as I'm concerned. So Intel, which just spent $100 billion to boost the stock options of its board of directors and its CEO, doesn't have any money to make a new chip plant or put into any R&D. It needs money from the taxpayer, from me, from you, money from fucking Congress to make the chips of the 21st century. What are the chances you think this is going to be fucking successful? Is it zero or is it next to fucking zero? When your primary skill is shifting the responsibility onto other people, when your primary skill is shifting the expense onto other people, that's to say the taxpayer, this is going to end badly. Very, very, very badly. Where am I at? Oh, an hour and 28. Holy shit. Judas Fly Chai, why do you hate America, James? Okay, one more time. Stand by real quick. I will be back. BRB. I'll put that in the chat. Fuck. All right. Sorry, guys. All right. Judas Fly Chai in the chat at 10:28 p.m., which it is now. What time is it? Where I am? 10:40. Why do I hate America? Listen, Judas Fly Chai, I do not hate America. I love America. I even like Americans. I meet a lot of them on a fairly regular basis. And I'm not talking about paper Americans. I'm not somebody that got here, talking about somebody who got here like 6 years ago and they just handed them citizenship papers. I'm talking about real heritage American, people I've met in all sorts of states that live a very different life than I live. I was born and raised in New York City. You know what I mean? And these people live in fucking small towns in Maryland and fucking Vermont and fucking in Connecticut and a bunch of different places. I like America a lot. I like Americans a lot. But what you call America is a corporatized Federal Reserve version of what America is, where it's a globalist version where they just import various different brown people from all around the fucking world. There's some guys, I don't know want to talk about this, but there's two brothers from Colombia that I know. One guy I convinced to buy Bitcoin back when it was like $15,000. So Bitcoin was 15K when he bought it. He didn't buy a whole Bitcoin. He bought, I don't know, not that much, like a grand or $2,000 worth. I don't know what he bought. But he's done well, and I talked to this guy a lot. He's he's not the highest IQ guy, and he believes in stuff that isn't real. He believes that space aliens crashed. I swear to God, my fucking hand to God. My hand to fucking God, that this guy believes space aliens crashed at the South Pole way back when. And in the Middle Ages, somebody found the space alien colony and made a map of it when the South Pole had no ice on it. And then they hid the map in Europe, and then Adolf Hitler found that. I swear to fucking God, I'm not making this shit up. Bob Paxson, Boomer, welcome, thank you. You are asleep. I am 5 until asleep. All right, Buck, I can't believe you stuck with me this long. Thank you, Bobby. Adolf Hitler sent a fucking archaeological dig to the South Pole where they got alien technology, which they used to try to take over the planet. That's the guy. That's one of the people. Not everyone, but that's one of the people I've convinced to buy Bitcoin. But this guy's a brother, and I know both of these guys. I work with both of these guys. The younger brother always says to me, "How much Bitcoin do you have?" I said, "Enough to put 3 bullets in your chest, motherfucker." And he's like, "Hey, yo, calm down. You fucking white guys are crazy. You fucking gun-toting white Republicans." And I'm like, "Listen, don't ask me how much fucking money I have. Are you fucking like, do you not get that you're trying to fucking set me up?" And he like, it doesn't even, these guys are not that smart. They don't even get they don't even get what, like they're asking setup questions. If you were street smart, you would understand this is a setup question. But he's like, "Oh, you rich Republicans, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, "Listen, motherfucker, I haven't been a Republican since the fucking 1990s. Since the 90s. That was a long ass fucking time ago." But he's kind of like tiptoeing. They like tiptoe, like, "Yeah, you have a lot and you don't really deserve that." And they're like tiptoeing. They're trying to get up the balls to fucking steal what you have. All right. That's really what they're trying to do. It has nothing to do with ideology. It has nothing to do with Democrat versus Republican. It's all bullshit. What it is it's a mask to try and tiptoe close to you and get you to go, "Oh, I'm sorry. I have too much money. I have too much white privilege." Listen to me. Fuck you. Fuck everyone you fucking know. Fuck everyone within 5 miles of you. Okay? I earned every fucking nickel I ever fucking have. Everything I fucking have, I fucking work for. Not one fucking thing was handed to me. And if you think you're going to fucking take it from me, motherfucker, we're going to fight. And I swear to God, you're going to fucking die. You're going to fucking die. Where's my buddy? I was blah, 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 blah. He's talking about, this is the fucking, literally like the best fucking thing. There was 2 things that happened this year that were beautiful. One was Usyk versus Joshua, and the other one was, of course, Fury versus Wilder. This is a picture. I sent this picture to. I DM'd this picture to somebody who fucking loved it. This is 2021 in a fucking nutshell. on Saturday night, there was a boxing match between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. It was their third boxing match. This is round 11. This is the end of Deontay Wilder. Now, there were 3 fights. The first fight, Tyson Fury outboxed Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is a crazy strong and crazy athletic guy. And to take nothing from him, his physicality is phenomenal. But he's dumb as a fucking bag of rocks. He was known as the Bronze Bomber, also called the Bomb Squad. His right hand knocked out literally 42 other heavyweights. He just knocked them the fuck out. But Deontay Wilder couldn't box his way out of a wet fucking paper bag. That is to say, he's not a boxer. And you say, well, how the fuck do you become heavyweight champion of the world? Knock out 42 guys and not know how to box? Well, because you have a tremendous fucking right hand and really good athleticism. You got endurance and speed in spades. Well, not to make it, no pun intended. So the first fight, Tyson Fury outboxed him. He did all the things you're supposed to do against a puncher, against a guy with a big right hand. He came in at different angles. He went out at different angles. He feinted. He did a bunch of different things. And Tyson Fury got knocked down in the 12th round, like a Rocky movie, flat out on his back, and then jumped up and started fighting again and actually won the fucking round and started pushing Deontay Wilder backwards. And as Tyson Fury tells the story, that's when he knew how to beat Deontay Wilder. In that there's 2 ways to beat a big puncher. One, come in at angles, use a lot of combinations, use a lot of feints, and pick your ranges. And definitely come in. Don't come straight in. Don't go straight out. Come in at angles. Go out, back out at angles. The other way is to press him, to bully him, to stay on top of him, to literally press him to what the British call the back foot. Make him back up, walk backwards. Almost no human being can fight going backwards, and certainly Deontay Wilder cannot fight going backwards. And in the second fight, Tyson Fury beat him so fucking badly, everyone thought it was over. But there's a lot of money to be made from this because you can't have a white guy beat a black guy. You just can't. And you can't have a white guy who looks like Tyson Fury, Joe Dadbod, beat Deontay Wilder, who looks like he was chiseled out of fucking marble to be the fucking heavyweight champion of the world. So the third fight was made. And in between the second and third fight, Deontay Wilder decided he was going to learn how to box. He was going to learn how to jab. He was going to learn how to move. He was going to learn how to throw to the body, a bunch of other things. If you watch the fight, it was a fantastic fight. It was an amazing fight. Thank you to Josh Neal for sending me the link so I could see the thing. I saw it after it was over on some stream. I don't remember what the stream name was. But unbelievably, like edge of your seat shit. Every round was crazy good. But this was the end. This was the inevitable end because Tyson Fury is a smarter boxer. He's a bigger and heavier guy, but he's a smarter boxer. And he adapts to change faster than Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, far too late in his career, tried to learn how to box. And it's too late after you're a heavyweight champ and knocked out 42 guys. In the third round, Deontay Wilder got knocked down for the first time after boxing. He was actually boxing pretty well in the first couple of rounds, but he got knocked down. And then in the fourth round, he knocked down Tyson Fury twice. And this immediately brought him back to his habits, to his, my right hand is a fucking lightning bolt and I can knock anyone out. But Tyson Fury already had the answer for that. It was either stay so close that Deontay could not throw the right hand or stay outside the range of the right hand so that Deontay misses. And Deontay Wilder would throw right hands so hard and he was so off balance that he would literally throw his own body forward. He would, if you look at the video, he staggers forward like a fucking, almost like he's spastic. But that's how hard he throws the right hand. Anyway, Tyson Fury could change up in a moment. Deontay Wilder could not adapt to the change fastest. He could tell that the change was happening, but he could not adapt to the change. And it is axiomatic of any conflict that those who adapt to change fastest win. Listen to that again. Those who adapt to change fastest win. You can notice the change. You can have the history of the change. Nobody gives a shit. You need to adapt to the change, or else the other guy's going to win. This, as well as the earlier fight earlier in the month, was last month, Alexander Usyk versus Anthony Joshua. Alexander Usyk is a Ukrainian whose nickname is the Cat, which doesn't sound like a very scary nickname. But Alexander Usyk, and I didn't know who the fuck he was before the fight, to be perfectly honest. He's fast as fuck and really technically skilled. And it was while Tyson Fury is slightly taller than Deontay Wilder, Usyk is shorter than Anthony Joshua with less of a reach and everything else. Usyk had to go up in weight to fight Joshua. And it was equally as a fucking mismatch. And it ended late in the rounds. But Usyk was faster, a better technical boxer. Like fucking Usyk just destroyed Anthony Joshua. So a bad day for the you cannot beat a bad year for the you cannot beat Negroes at sports narrative, because two white guys who although Usyk looks like a fighter, Tyson Fury does not. He looks like he's dad bod. He's dad bod guy, as Josh Neal has pointed out. If you think, well, who gives a shit? It's just fucking sports. This is a big deal. This is a fucking big deal in terms of the mindset of a lot of people. It changes the mind of a lot of people. You know what I mean? It depresses one group and elevates another group. And if you think that that's not part of the narrative, then you don't understand how narratives are used and whom they're used against. Bob Paxson. James is a proprietarian. Bob Paxton, I will drive down to Atlantic City and kick your fucking ass, you boomer. Think I will have any? I will give you a Geritol pill, of course, before to aid with the pain. Or what do you guys use? What do boomers use? Icy hot? I don't know what the fuck you use. Whatever the hell you use, I will allow you to have that before I whip your ass. As it should be. You call me a proper fucking Terry. You're just trying to get me into the fucking the fuck was that dude I fucked up on the internet? Curtis Doolittle. I have to say, I'm like, not to break my arm, pat myself in the back, but I've taken out at least fucking 3 feds in my lifetime. I've taken them fucking out. This is a tweet from Norm Macdonald, the late Norm Macdonald, the comedian, which is a picture of the January 6th insurrection. Richard Spencer had a debate with Styx Hexen douchebag of Montpelier, Vermont, about whether January 6th was an insurrection or it wasn't an insurrection. Listen, here's Norm Macdonald, and I don't think much of the comedians don't have a great deal of insight, but on occasion they do have some insight, and this is their insight. In this case, Norm Macdonald. I loved when the violent terrorists made sure to respect the velvet ropes in Statuary Hall. Make that a little larger so you can see that. Right? This is the insurrection, the wild, gun-toting, extreme right-wingers. There's a bunch of fucking little old ladies walking inside, walking respectfully inside the neo-fucking classical fucking Statuary Hall, right? Norm Macdonald, who apparently became a Christian. I don't know if he became a Christian near the end of his life, but he certainly was at the end of his life. Passed away from cancer this year. To be honest, I never really thought this guy was super funny. I used to catch him on Saturday Night Live when Saturday Night Live was not funny, and he had like these short segments that were not. I just wanted that funny. But his brilliance, really, his comic brilliance, he does these insanely long fucking setups. He does a joke that's like a fucking. It's the punchline is the dumbest fucking punchline you ever heard. It's a third grade punchline, but he confuses you. He makes you think about 17 other things. He starts with this incredibly long premise about, like whatever, two midgets in Vegas. They both decide to have sex with prostitutes in separate rooms, and there's something about this and that and the midgets and whatever. Like, you're like, what the fuck? And the setup part of the joke goes for like 13 and a half minutes, and you're like, what the fuck is this mental case talking about? And then when he delivers the punchline, it's like the simplest punchline in the world, and you laugh your head off because you didn't see it coming. So he was very clever. Tweety Bird, good night. Thanks for showing up, bro. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you. Norm Macdonald would, like I said, these incredibly long, complicated setups for this simple fucking punchline. And you laughed your fucking head off because two reasons. One, because the punchline was a surprise because you've been following this convoluted story, but you also appreciated this guy had fucking, he had hooked you in that fucking deep and you didn't see it coming. So, yeah, he passed away this year. Like I said, he was a big Christian guy, whatever. I didn't think he was that funny when he was alive, but in looking at all his retro clips, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this guy was really fucking funny as fuck. Wrong generation for me, and I didn't quite appreciate him. But I appreciate him more now that he's passed than when he was alive. So, where are we at? And we're at, like, I don't even want to look at how long I'm doing this show. 2 hours. 2 hours is this show's gonna get like 17 views. 17 views. That's all it's gonna get. The world we live in is a wildly unfair world, and it's only gonna get less fair. And when I point this stuff out, it's not because I'm a communist, because believe me, I'm not a communist. But what I want to explain to people is that the worse this stuff gets, the more this is going to impact you. It may be very far away. You may not be feeling this right now, but sooner or later, stuff like this is going to impact you. A brilliant, witty, very caustic observation. America, where your credit score says you can't afford to pay a $700 a month mortgage, so you pay $1,200 a month rent, which, by the way, it's going to be my rent next month, just about. This will have repercussions in all sorts of ways, and you can avoid it for X length of time, but sooner or later, it's going to become too scary and too bad, and you're going to need to run. You're going to need to run somewhere. And corporate America is going to promise you a place where no one acts violently and no one steals shit and no one punches you in the face. But in order to get there, remember, corporations, they can print whatever they want. It's their private platform, so they can censor you if you want. They can shut down the First Amendment. And when Amazon buys an entire neighborhood and you live in Amazon housing and you work for Amazon, maybe not necessarily as a delivery driver, but somewhere higher up, you'll give up your First Amendment rights. You'll give up your Second Amendment rights. You'll give up your Fourth Amendment rights. The whole Constitution shit will go out the fucking window. But you will get safety. There will not be psychotic, axe-wielding Negroes chopping at you at the fucking ATM like with a hatchet, like I showed a couple of weeks ago. Your kid will go to school. He will not get bullied. There'll be safe spaces everywhere. And You wouldn't have to worry about the school, somebody getting bullied and then coming back with a gun and shooting his teacher and three other fucking people, like just happened not that long ago. Although that kid was black, so he got out of jail in less than a day with a $75,000 bail. While Kyle Rittenhouse, who was being hunted by a mob of psycho fucking leftists, spent months in jail and had a $2 million bail. Right? We all know that. You will give up your constitutional rights for security. You will. More people will do this than you think. The saying, dangerous freedom is more valuable than safety. That's going to sound like bullshit. I'm down to one viewer now. I'm losing all my viewers. How could that be? I'm just starting to get lit. The alcohol's really started to hit my brain now. I know everybody's got to go to sleep. Everybody's got to go to work tomorrow. And I gotta go to work tomorrow too. Fuck, this sucks. Almost 2 hours. You're going to be surprised how many people choose security over freedom. The price for that is going to be, you're not even going to look at it. Later next month, November 3rd of this year, the Supreme Court is going to hear a Second Amendment case, which is a very important Second Amendment case, which comes out of New York. I can't remember. It's New York State. It's like New York State Rifle and Pistol Association against whatever the fuck. So way, like 30 fucking years ago, some guy in New York, I can't remember the guy's name, he applied for a concealed carry permit and it was denied. And he appealed that. He said, why can't I get a concealed carry permit for, this isn't a real pistol, by the way. When I'm drunk, I never handle real guns. I only handle my play guns. I have real guns, but I don't touch them when I'm drunk, when I'm drinking alcohol. So this guy said, why can't I have a concealed handgun license? And they said, you don't have a special need. And they said, what do you mean special need? What's the special need? Why is not self-defense a special need? So whatever. This case has gone on and on and on for decades. Finally, it has reached the Supreme Court. It will be heard this November 3rd. If you look at Heller versus whatever, the Heller case in 2005 and the previous cases, most of the court comes down on the side of gun rights, not the side of gun restrictions. So what the fuck does this mean? Why is this important? Currently, as gun laws exist there's two ways that gun laws exist in the United States. There are what are called shall issue states, and there are what are called may issue states. There are certain states where the law says you shall issue to whoever applies for concealed handgun license, you shall issue them a license unless they're a felon or they have been adjudicated mentally unstable. That's to say you've been hospitalized against your will for 72 hours or more. Shall issue states, the other states, like the one I live in, New Jersey, but also Massachusetts, New York, Rhode Island, Connecticut, a bunch of other ones, are called may issue states. That is to say, you apply for concealed handgun license, and the state may issue to you or may not issue to you based on whatever the state feels like, or based on nothing. Why does this matter? Considering how insane things are with Antifa blocking highways and people saying, Joel, just run them over. What happened the previous summer? Or this mob activity around people's houses where you've done something wrong or said something wrong, and now Antifa or the left is going to publicly shame you for what you said or did. The idea that you, when you can or when you cannot defend yourself, is a big fucking deal. Depending on how the Supreme Court rules next month, October 3rd, this is going to have enormous fucking implications. And you should really, really think about this because it's going to tell you a lot of what's going to happen in the future. But I think from what I can gather from publicly available sources, and that's all I have, is that the White House is not confident it's going to go their way. That is to say, the White House believes the Supreme Court is going to rule on the side of gun rights. When I look at the New York papers with all the scare stories and a bunch of ridiculous lies and stuff, the attempt to push the court one way or another, I think, is failing. And so, if they rule in favor of gun rights, that's going to make shit spicy and crazy like you've never seen before. And with that, I'm going to say I don't know which way they're going to rule, but I'm going to assume they're going to rule in favor of Second Amendment, and shit's going to get. If you think 2020 and 2021 were bad, oh, honey child, hang the fuck on, because it's about to get way, 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 way worse. That's why I suggest you protect yourself and your family by guarding your wealth, at least. That's the very least you can do. There's other things you can do. Is this the channel for that? No, probably not. But think it through in the future. Think about how you're going to do what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. Whether it's legal or not, and whether it's worth it or not in the future. Okay, we're coming up on, for me, up here, there's a counter that says 158, 1 hour, 58 minutes. It's a long ass fucking time. Everybody that showed up. Zed Des, Tweety Bird, Bob Paxson, Judas Fly Chai, and who else? Whom else? Of course, Virgil Doc Purple Heart. Thank you for all showing up, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Maybe Sunday, maybe Monday. Depends on work. Depends if I get a new job or not. I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to play the crappy Greek disco music, and I will talk to you guys again next week. Thanks for showing up, everybody.